The news that has rocked our religion to its very core is causing the entire world to tremble. Pope Francis is on his way to the Father's residence. Millions of Catholics worldwide are united in prayer right now. The sound of the church bells reverberates with a mixture of optimism and sorrow. Have you ever pondered what precisely occurs in heaven when a pope departs this world? Even though we here on earth suffer this loss, we are not discussing souls. We are discussing the successor of Peter, the global pastor of the church, and the earthly vicar of Christ. His leaving is more than just a farewell. Both the visible and invisible worlds are shook by this incident. I'd like to welcome you to an amazing spiritual journey today if you've ever wondered what occurs in that precious moment when the fisherman's ring is empty. For Father Pio, the lowly Capuchin friar who bore the stigmas of Christ for half a century, was given incredible insights into this mystery. Did you know that the entire sky shifts when a pope exhales his final breath, according to Father Pio's visions? As the soul of the Holy Father passes over the boundary between this world and eternity, the saints assemble, the angels form rows, and the spiritual realm is enveloped in a profound silence. You won't read or hear about what I'm about to tell you in the newspapers or on the news. Through mystical individuals like Father Pio, who had the honor of reflecting on the invisible, these truths have been preserved in the heart of the Church. Write in the comments, Father Pio, enlighten my understanding. If you think that the revelation of cosmic mysteries is meant to enhance our faith, what you learn today will forever alter your perspective on the Pope's place in God's everlasting plan. Get ready to discover the reality about a Pope's specific punishment, his heavenly welcome, and the immense responsibility he bore while on earth. Because even though we simply see his white-clad figure, heaven is thinking about the shepherd who has to answer for every one of his sheep. We must first comprehend the uniqueness of the Pope's earthly duty in order to comprehend what occurs in heaven after his death. We are considering Peter's direct successor, to whom Christ himself gave the keys to the kingdom of heaven, and we are not just discussing another religious figure. In his most profound teachings, Father Pio indicated that a man undergoes an enormous spiritual transformation when he assumes the papal mantle. An enduring seal, a holy stamp that identifies him as the ultimate caretaker of the visible church, is permanently etched on his soul. It is an identity that will be with that soul forever. It is not a position that is accepted and then abandoned. Have you ever considered what it means for a person to represent Christ to millions of people? Even angels would shudder with this duty, according to Father Pio. The Holy Spirit himself ensures that a pope's ex cathedra remarks on faith and morality represent the divine truth. Does this transcendence exist in any other human mission? The popes have endured tremendous trials over the ages, which have shaped their souls in distinctive ways. As a seed of the Church, I think of the early popes who died as martyrs and shed their blood, or of popes like St. John Paul II, who made his pain into a sacrifice for the Church during his protracted ordeal. Benedict XVI's momentous resignation demonstrated that humility can sometimes outweigh the desire to hold on to power. And in Francis, whose unpretentiousness has served as a reminder that God's kindness is his purest form. Father Pio told us that the rosary is the weapon for these times, brothers and sisters who come with us. And we must fortify our spiritual ties every day, just as the Pope's soul gets ready for his encounter with God. We have prepared a special ebook, The Power of the Rosary with Father Pio, Miracles, Protection, and Divine Graces, to assist you on this journey. You will learn how to pray the Rosary with the same fervor as Father Pio from this spiritual gem. With the help of this potent prayer, you will learn about the experiences of those who have had miracles. A 30-day guide with daily intentions to change your spiritual life will also be sent to you. It also contains unique prayers for healing and protection that the saint himself has revealed, which are ideal for preparing your soul for the last meeting with the Lord. Start using these divine teachings to construct your route to eternal right now by clicking the link in the comments. But let's return to our subject. A pope's work does not stop when he passes away. Father Pio's revelations actually indicate that this is only the start of a new phase in his ongoing service to the Church. Father Pio explained in remarkable detail what transpires at the precise moment a pope departs this life in his talks with his spiritual offspring. The saint of Pietrelcina claims that an exceptional presence of celestial beings marks that moment. A flawlessly synchronized movement of the entire sky occurs when the pontiff's final breath leaves his lips. The Lord of the celestial militia, Archangel Miguel, personally shows up to hear the Pope's soul. He doesn't arrive by himself. A court of honor is formed by the legions of angels that accompany him. According to Father Pio's visions, the most unexpected aspect is that Jesus Christ himself also shows up at that same moment. Not as a judgment just yet, but as the Good Shepherd who arrives to accept his vicar on earth. There are no adequate words to explain the intimacy of our interaction. Following his separation from his mortal body, the Pope's soul experiences complete mental clarity. The enormity of his mission suddenly becomes clear to him. Every choice made, every word said, and every blessing bestowed are all perfectly visible to him. It's like waking up from a dream to discover the most genuine reality when you cross over from this world to eternity. According to Father Pio, this epiphany is both merciful and overwhelming. It is as though a curtain has fallen from the papal soul's eyes, enabling him to perceive not just his accomplishments that are readily apparent but also the unnoticed benefits of his pontificate that were not apparent during his earthly life. How reassuring would it be to learn how many silent prayers were heard? How many people were given hope by a seemingly unimportant word? It is a time when the truth shines on everything with a light that does not shine, but clarifies, does not yet judge, but reveals that the soul of the pontificate is cleansed of the last earthly ties during this transition, which may seem to last only a moment but has a longer duration in the spiritual realm. Everything is lost, all the accolades, titles, criticism, and acclaim. All that is left is the essence of the man before God, getting ready for the next phase of his everlasting journey, the specific judgment that will look at how he managed the flock that was given to him. This brings us to the most serious part, the specific judgment. Father Pio clarified that a pope's soul judgment has a special depth because accountability requires a critical examination of the spiritual authority entrusted to him, not because God has partialities. Much will be expected of those who have received much. When it comes to the High Pontiff, Jesus' teachings take on a unique significance. Thus, in accordance with Father Pio's visions, the papal soul appears in front of a court at that crucial time, presided over by Christ in the role of supreme judge. Mary, the mother of the Church, is shown on his right, using her maternal heart to make a plea. Peter, the first pope, stands to his left as a living example of the apostolic tradition, which is explicitly investigated in this extraordinary trial. According to Father Pio, the standards are very dissimilar from what we cherish here on earth. There, we measure faithfulness, humility, and disinterested love, while here we celebrate success, popularity, or major visible accomplishments. If a pope's heart stayed true to Christ in the face of hardship, he can shine with amazing light even though he appeared to fail in front of the world. How he maintained the deposit of faith is assessed. Did Jesus dilute the revealed truth to appease the world, or did he convey it in its entirety? We look at his prayer life. Did he let human calculations take precedence over his initial search for God's will? His pastoral behavior is revealed. Was he content to shepherd the sheep that were already in the meadow, or did he go in search of the missing ones? Lastly, his humility is cut by the divine chisel. Is the papal tiara a crown or a cross that he wore? We learned from Father Pio that it is a trial in which self-deception is impossible. The divine truth that pierces the deepest motives illuminates every choice made from Peter's position. On the celestial scale, each soul under his care has a weight. In his favor, the healed hearts sparkle like stars, but the lost opportunities weigh like mountains. According to the saint of Pietrelcina, the most astounding thing is that the papal soul acknowledges the flawless justice of the heavenly decision, regardless of its nature. The only option left is to accept the truth in its most pristine and brilliant form. There is no longer any way to defend it. The magnificent moment of the Pope's entry into paradise arrives if his soul has triumphed over the ordeal, possibly following a period of purification in purgatory, as even popes may require it. Father Pio used terms that hardly do him justice when he described this scene. Heaven's portals open side by side. As the shepherd, who is now transformed into a sheep, arrives, trumpets sound. And all the saints who came before him in the papal ministry are there, creating a hall of light and glory. All of the holy popes, from Peter to his closest predecessors, are present to greet his brother. They all know better than anyone what it's like to bear the burden of the papacy. The lonely evenings, the difficult choices, and the loneliness of having to lead everyone without anyone else to help but the Holy Spirit. It is a time of profound understanding and reciprocal recognition. Those who shared his cross give the newcomer a fraternal embrace. Both rivalries and comparisons are absent. The happiness of the person who has finished his career and is now given the crown of life. But it's not just given to the popes. All the saints whose canonizations Father Pius pushed during his papacy are likewise there, according to his visions. He is now received as a brother in glory by those whom he lifted to the altars. It is a flawless, everlasting circle of sanctity. Furthermore, the number of souls who made it to paradise as a result of his work is incalculable. Unnamed individuals who were motivated by his example to pursue their vocation, who found Christ by his teachings, and who remained steadfast in their faith because of his testimony. They are the genuine fruit of his shepherdship and his real crown of glory. Each pope has a designated spot near Christ's throne in heaven, according to Father Pius, as an extension of his service, not as a privilege. Because even in eternal glory, they remain shepherds, watching over the flock that was once given to them and praying for the church that pilgrims on earth. It is lovely to know that, in accordance with these revelations, the popes in heaven keep a special request for their successors, continuously pray for the current pope, follow him covertly, support him during difficult times, and create an unbroken line of prayer and protection that stretches from Peter to the present. Additionally, Father Pius only disclosed this information to his closest confidants. The popes finally comprehend the actual significance of their papacy in heaven. They realize how it all fit into God's plan, how their seeming setbacks turned out to be secret triumphs, and how God used seemingly twisted lines to write properly. A pope who passed away feeling as though his mission had been unsuccessful is astounded to see the benefits of his suffering. The souls that were rescued because of his faithfulness are now visible to another who endured severe criticism in life. The actual worth of every pontificate is revealed by looking at it from the perspective of eternity. The passing of a pope is certainly a moment that affects all of us, dear brother, dear sister who hears me. However, it is much more than just a change of leadership, as Father Pius's disclosures have shown us. Heaven and earth are present in a special way during this holy moment. What lessons can we take away for our own spiritual lives from all of this? According to Father Pius, if a soul as significant as the Pope's has to endure such a severe trial, how much more do we have to be on guard for our everyday faithfulness? Though not as obvious as the Pope's, every one of us has a mission in the Church that is just as significant in God's eyes. In what ways are we carrying out that mission? With selfless acquiescence or with mediocrist conformity? Fearful or brave? We will all be asked to answer for the souls that God has placed in our path, including our spouses, kids, neighbors, and co-workers. We have revealed the face of Christ to them. For them, we have either been a barrier or a bridge to faith. A pope's passing serves as a reminder of our own mortality. We shall eventually cross that enigmatic boundary as well. Additionally, we will encounter Christ the Judge directly. Only the truth will be left after that. Father Pio urged us, not out of fear but out of love, to live each day as though it were our last and to consider our conscience each night as though we were going to be judged at dawn. Because a person who is in love wants to show the person they love with a clean heart, a calm conscience, and hands full of good deeds. I encourage you to leave a remark if this message has moved you. Lord, get me ready for my meeting with you, because living prepared, alert, and conscious of the fact that every choice has long-term effects is the actual definition of wisdom. Remember to offer up prayers for Pope Francis's soul. We all need prayers, even though we believe in God's mercy. For his ultimate repose, let us offer masses, rosaries, and charitable deeds. The best approach to express gratitude for his contribution to the Universal Church is to do this. And let's never forget what Father Pio said. Don't worry, wait, and pray. God is in charge. Pedro's boat will continue to sail till the end of time, led by the Holy Spirit, carrying us all to the port of salvation. even after a pope passes away. May Father Pio pray for you and your entire family. May God bless you, and may the Virgin Mary keep you safe. We'll continue delving into the enigmas of our Catholic religion in the upcoming video. See you then. Remember to subscribe to our channel, like, and share this video. We need your help to continue reaching more people with these messages of faith and hope. I'll see you shortly.